Did you know that many older adults don't realize where their body odor actually comes from? As we age, our hygiene habits tend to focus on familiar areas like our armpits, feet, and private parts. But there are other places, hidden and unseen, where bacteria, sweat, and dead skin cells accumulate every day, and most people don't notice them. If these areas are not cleaned properly over time, they can develop a distinct odor that can linger on your clothes, your sofa, and even the air around you. This is not just a matter of hygiene. It is also about the sense of confidence, self-respect, and dignity that we all deserve. At any age, unfortunately, many people still think that strange odors are just getting older, when the truth is that a few overlooked areas are the real culprit. In this video, I'll share with you 5 areas of the body that most people tend to forget, especially after we hit our 60s. These aren't places you'd normally pay attention to when you shower. They're hidden spots where moisture gets trapped, and over time they become the perfect environment for unpleasant odors to develop. And in just a few minutes, you'll learn how to care for them, gently but effectively, to keep your body smelling natural and pleasant, and to make you feel comfortable in your own skin. You've been taking care of others for years. Now it's time to take a little time each day to care for yourself. And don't leave early, because there are some things you may be skipping every time you shower without even realizing it. Now, before we dive into the 5 hidden areas, let's take a moment to understand why this matters more than most people realize. A recent study by the American Geriatric Society found that over 60% of adults over the age of 65 regularly miss certain parts of their body during their daily hygiene routines, specifically those tucked away in folds or creases. And it's not because people don't care, far from it. It's usually because these areas are simply harder to reach, easier to forget, or never talked about in the first place. But when these spots go unclean day after day, they quietly become breeding grounds for bacteria-trapped sweat and dead skin cells. And while this might sound harmless at first, the result over time can be surprising: persistent body odor, lingering discomfort, and in some cases even mild skin infections or irritation. But here's the deeper truth. This isn't just about keeping clean, it's about dignity. It's about self-respect. And most of all, it's about the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you've taken care of your body fully, not just the parts people can see. You've spent your life showing up for others with grace, with kindness, with strength. Now caring for your own body in this intentional way, that's not vanity. That's honoring everything you've been through. So what are these areas we tend to forget? Don't worry, they're nothing strange. In fact, they're so ordinary, you may be surprised you've been skipping them. That's why in just a moment, I'm going to walk you through 5 key places on your body from top to bottom that deserve a little extra love each day. As we go through them, I want you to ask yourself, have I been missing this spot without even realizing it? You might be surprised by what you discover. And if this video is helping you so far, it would mean a lot if you click the like button. It tells me that you find this kind of content valuable, and it helps more people, just like you find simple ways to feel better in their own skin. Let's start at the top and take it step by step. Let's begin right where most people never think to look. Just behind the ears and around the hairline. It's a small area. Easy to miss. Not quite the face, not really the scalp. And because it sits right on the border between what we wash and what we ignore, it often gets skipped day after day. But here's what you may not know. The skin behind your ears contains more oil glands than almost any other part of the body. These glands produce sebum, a natural oil that's meant to protect the skin, but when it mixes with sweat, dead skin, and dust from the air, especially in that warm, tucked-away space behind the ear, it forms a greasy film. That film quickly becomes a magnet for bacteria. You might not notice it at first, but over time, this quiet little area can become a source of a musty, sour smell, one that lingers on your pillow, on your shirt collar, or when someone leans in for a hug. And the truth is, most people have no idea where it's coming from. Now imagine you wear glasses or hearing aids that adds even more pressure and heat behind the ears, creating the perfect storm for odor-causing buildup. One older gentleman I spoke with said it best: "I thought it was my breath or my clothes. Never once did I think to clean behind my ears." So what can you do? The solution is simple. Once a day, perhaps, during your morning routine, take a soft, warm washcloth, or even your fingertips in the shower, and gently clean behind your ears and along the base of your hairline. It only takes a few seconds, but the difference can be noticeable by the end of the very first week. Afterward, pat the area dry. That part's important, because moisture left behind can invite even more bacteria. And if you're someone who wears glasses, a hearing device, or even earrings, this step is even more essential. Don't forget to give those items a quick clean regularly too. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever checked behind your ears after a long day and noticed a smell you couldn't quite place? Drop a quick yes or no in the comments. Just knowing we're not alone in these little discoveries makes a big difference. And if this tip has been helpful so far, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It's a small gesture that tells us these kinds of conversations matter, and it helps this information reach more people who may truly need it. Now let's shift just a little further down to a place that's right in front of us, yet somehow still overlooked: the neck and the crease just beneath the chin, right where your shirt collar rests. This area might seem unimportant, especially if you're someone who focuses more on washing your face and less on the neck. But here's the surprising part. This region is one of the most common places for sweat oil and skin debris to build up, especially if you wear high-collared shirts, scarves, or jackets that sit close to the skin. You see, the neck has fewer oil glands than the face, but it's still exposed to the same daily elements: sun, sweat, dirt, and friction from clothing. And when we only wash our face and skip the neck, residue starts to collect right in the little fold beneath the jawline and down along the collarbone. Over time, this area can develop a sticky film that traps bacteria and can lead to unpleasant odors or irritation, especially in warm weather. For older adults, this becomes even more important. As the skin naturally becomes thinner and more delicate with age, it also tends to fold more easily, meaning sweat and product buildup, like lotions or shaving cream, can settle into those creases and stay there unnoticed. So how do you care for it properly? The answer is simple but powerful. When you wash your face, just extend that care downward. Use a warm, soft cloth or simply your hands in the shower with a mild, fragrance-free cleanser. Gently wash the area beneath your chin, around your neck, and along the collar line. Make sure to rinse thoroughly, and most importantly, pat it dry. Trapped moisture is one of the leading causes of odor and irritation in this area, especially for people who live in humid climates or sweat easily. One helpful tip. Try doing this before bed so your skin isn't left with sweat and residue overnight. It's a small step, but it can dramatically change how fresh you feel in the morning. And here's a question for you. Have you ever noticed a sour smell around your neck or shirt collar by midday, even after a morning shower? You're not alone. It's far more common than most people realize. Share your experience in the comments. You never know who else might benefit from reading your story. And if you've learned something new today, consider giving this video a like. If you're finding these tips helpful, share it with someone who might need a little encouragement in their self-care routine. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode that helps you feel more confident, more informed, and more in control of your well-being. All right, our neck feels clean, light, and refreshed. Let's keep going. Because the next area on our list, it's one of the most common trouble spots and the least talked about. Let's keep moving downward to a place that's often hidden in plain sight: your belly button and the soft fold just beneath it. This area is easy to forget. It's not as exposed as your hands or face, and it's not somewhere most people talk about. But for older adults, especially those with looser skin or a bit of a belly, as is perfectly natural with age, it's one of the most important areas to care for. Here's why. As we get older, the skin around the abdomen can begin to soften and fold. That's not something to be ashamed of. It's just part of life. But these natural folds create warm, damp spaces where moisture, sweat, and skin oils collect. And when these substances aren't gently cleaned away, they can become a breeding ground for bacteria, yeast, and even fungal infections. Your belly button itself is a tiny pocket that rarely sees the light of day. If it's the inward kind, which many people have, it can hold on to sweat lint and dead skin like a sponge. Some people have even found waxy, dark buildup inside without realizing it. You may not feel it. You may not see it, but it can still be there, and over time it can lead to odor irritation or infection. According to Dr. Ann Lee, a geriatric specialist at the Mayo Clinic, cleansing the skin, fold beneath the abdomen, especially in older adults, significantly reduces the risk of dermatitis and common fungal infections. It's one of the most overlooked areas yet, one of the easiest to care for. So how do we do that safely, gently, without causing irritation? Here's a simple routine you can try tonight. When you're in the shower, take a moment to softly clean inside and around your belly button using your finger or a clean washcloth with warm water and mild soap. Be careful not to scrub harshly. The skin can be sensitive. After rinsing gently, pat the area dry. That's important. Any leftover moisture can actually make things worse, so use a soft towel and give that space under the belly a moment of your attention. And if your skin tends to sweat more, or if you live in a humid place, you might consider applying a light talc-free body powder afterward. There are even over-the-counter, moisture-absorbing creams designed specifically for sensitive skin in these folds. Ask your pharmacist about what's safe and senior-friendly. Now, I'm curious, when's the last time you gave your belly button a little care? You can be honest, no one's judging. In fact, if you've ever been surprised by what you found in there, let us know in the comments. Your story might just make someone else feel less embarrassed about their own. If you're still watching and enjoying these tips, would you take a second to tap the like button? Or, better yet, share this video with someone you care about. Sometimes it's the things we don't talk about that make the biggest difference in how we feel day to day. Now that we've taken care of the core, literally, it's time to move toward another area that's easy to overlook, but often the source of those lingering, unexpected smells. Now let's talk about an area that's personal sensitive and often completely overlooked. The groin and the crease where your inner thigh meets your torso. This part of the body is naturally warm and often covered by tight-fitting clothing throughout the day, underwear, elastic waistbands, compression garments. That warmth combined with friction and lack of airflow creates a perfect storm for sweat skin cells and bacteria to quietly build up. For many older adults, this area becomes even more prone to trouble. As the skin loses some of its firmness with age, small folds can develop where none existed before. These folds hold onto moisture like a sponge, and over time they can become home to odor-causing bacteria, irritation, and even skin breakdown if left unattended. The truth is, most people are careful about washing their genitals, but they often skip the surrounding creases, assuming that water from the shower is enough. Unfortunately, it's not. And this isn't just about staying fresh. According to Dr. Lauren Martinez, a board-certified dermatologist specializing in senior skin health, neglecting the groin crease can lead to recurring fungal rashes, chafing, and a condition known as intertrigo, a common inflammatory reaction caused by moisture and friction in skin folds. So what's the solution? It doesn't have to be complicated. Start by gently cleaning the area with warm water and a mild fragrance-free soap using either your hands or a soft washcloth. Yes, focus on the fold where the upper thigh meets the lower abdomen. You don't need to scrub, just be intentional. Then, as always, make sure to pat the area completely dry, especially before putting on clothes. A little patience here makes all the difference. If you're someone who experiences sweating or irritation, consider using a talc-free powder, cornstarch-based body dust, or even a gentle moisture-absorbing cream made for sensitive skin. Some people also find that switching to looser, breathable cotton underwear helps reduce friction and keep things cool. And if reaching that area is physically difficult, don't be embarrassed to ask for help. Whether from a caregiver, a spouse, or a medical aide, getting help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you care enough about yourself to ask for what you need. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed a slight sour smell by the end of the day and couldn't quite tell where it was coming from? Many people are surprised to learn that this hidden crease is often the source. Share your thoughts in the comments. We learn best when we learn together. And if this part of the video spoke to you, I hope you'll click the like button or even send this video to a friend or family member who might benefit. These aren't easy topics to talk about, but they're some of the most important. We've now covered 4 of the most commonly forgotten areas, and each one brings us closer to feeling truly refreshed, confident, and respected in our own bodies. But there's still one more to go, and it's the one that almost no one ever mentions, even though it can cause real discomfort if ignored. And now we've come to the final area on our journey, and it might just be the one that gets skipped the most. Let's talk about your feet, especially the spaces between your toes and beneath your toenails. Now, if you're like many older adults, you probably already know how hard it can be to reach your feet. Maybe your back isn't as flexible as it used to be. Maybe you have joint pain or balance issues that make bending over feel risky. And because of that, the feet often get just a quick rinse in the shower, if that. But here's the thing, your feet are one of the most active and sweat-prone parts of your body, and because they're usually covered by socks and shoes for hours at a time, they create the ideal environment for bacteria and fungi to thrive, especially in warm, dark spaces like between the toes and under the nails. According to the American Podiatric Medical Association, nearly 1 in 3 older adults experiences some kind of foot-related odor or fungal issue, often without knowing the root cause. Many times it begins with a small buildup of sweat and skin debris that goes unnoticed for days or even weeks. And under the toenails, that's a whole world of its own, dead skin. Sock lint. Even tiny bits of dirt can get trapped there, and once they do, they're hard to remove without intention. Add moisture to the mix, and suddenly you've got a perfect breeding ground for toenail fungus, which can lead to discoloration, brittle nails, and a persistent, unpleasant smell. So what can you do? If you're able to reach your feet safely, use a soft, bristled toothbrush or nail brush once or twice a week to gently clean under and around the toenails. Pay special attention to the skin between each toe, lift and clean each space, just like you would clean between your fingers. After washing, be sure to dry your feet completely, especially between the toes. Dampness is the enemy here. It's where odor and infection begin. If you're prone to sweating, a foot powder or antifungal spray can help keep things dry and comfortable throughout the day. But what if bending down is difficult? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's a caregiver, a loved one, or a professional foot care specialist, your feet are worth caring for. They've carried you through decades of life. They deserve that kindness in return. Here's a question just for you. Have you ever taken off your shoes at the end of the day and noticed a strong smell even after bathing? If so, you're not alone. Let us know in the comments. And if you've found a foot care tip that works well for you, please share it. You might just help someone else feel a little more confident too. If this video has given you something to think about or something new to try, go ahead and tap that like button now. And if you know someone who might be quietly struggling with the same thing, consider sharing this video with them. A little knowledge can make a big difference. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story or tip that helps you live healthier, feel fresher, and age with confidence. So there you have it. 5 forgotten spots, 5 small changes. One big step toward honoring the body that's served you so well all these years. Now that we've uncovered the 5 most commonly forgotten areas on the body, let's talk about how to care for them practically safely and with dignity, especially if mobility is a challenge. Because the truth is, many older adults know what needs to be done, but they simply can't reach, bend, or twist like they used to. And that's okay. Aging doesn't mean giving up on self-care. It just means doing it differently with the right tools and a little more compassion for yourself. If bending is difficult, or if your balance isn't what it used to be, there are simple tools that can make daily hygiene not just doable, but easy. One of the best investments you can make is a long-handled bath brush or back scrubber. These come with soft bristles and ergonomic grips, making it easier to reach your back legs or even behind your knees without needing to twist uncomfortably. Some even have detachable heads for easier cleaning. Another great option is a shower seat or bath bench with armrests. These sturdy, slip-resistant seats allow you to wash while seated, which is safer and more comfortable. You can take your time, breathe easy, and reach every spot without rushing or worrying about slipping. And don't forget the power of a soft antibacterial towel or sponge, one that's easy to grip, especially if you have arthritis or reduced hand strength. Microfiber or bamboo blends are gentle on the skin and dry quickly to prevent mildew. You can even pre-dampen a few and keep them in a basket near your bed for a quick wipe down before sleep. Because here's the key, you don't have to shower from head to toe every single day to feel clean and fresh. Instead, try building a simple nightly routine. Take 5 minutes before bed to wipe down 3 important areas: your underarms, groin, folds, and feet. These are the places where sweat and bacteria love to hide, and just a quick refresh can make a world of difference in how you sleep and how you feel when you wake up. You can even turn this into a quiet, mindful ritual. Play some soft music, light a calming candle. Make it a moment of care, not a chore. Let me ask you, what part of your hygiene routine feels hardest for you right now? Is it reaching certain spots, standing too long in the shower, holding a slippery bar of soap? Tell me in the comments. Your experience could help someone else feel seen, and together we might just discover a solution that makes things easier for everyone. And if you found a small hygiene tool that changed your routine for the better, please share it. We'd love to hear what works for you. And if this segment has given you some useful ideas, I'd be so grateful if you gave the video a thumbs up, or maybe shared it with a friend or loved one. You never know who might be quietly struggling, and a video like this could be just the encouragement they need. Most of all, I hope this message reminds you that self-care is not selfish. It's a quiet act of love, a way to say, my body still matters. My comfort still matters. I still matter. So what do you say? Will you try a small nightly routine tonight? Just 5 minutes. Just 3 spots. A fresh start that begins right where you are, and there you have it. 5 often forgotten spots on the body that, with just a little extra attention, can completely change how you feel in your own skin. We've talked about the space behind the ears, the crease under the chin, the belly button and abdominal fold, the inner thighs and the feet, including those tricky spots between the toes. Simple places. Easy to forget. But when you care for them consistently, you start to notice something remarkable. You feel fresher, more confident, and more in control of your body again. Because here's the truth, body odor isn't a sign of aging. It's usually just a sign that a few areas need a little more love. And when we tend to those places with care, we're not just cleaning our bodies, we're restoring a sense of self-respect, peace, and well-being. You've spent your life caring for others, for your family, your community, your home. But now it's time to remember that you deserve that same care in return, not grand gestures, just small, consistent moments of self-respect. Because taking care of your body is also taking care of your spirit. In fact, a long-term study from Harvard on aging found that older adults who maintain regular personal care routines, even something as simple as a daily wash, reported 40% higher levels of life satisfaction and emotional well-being. Think about that. It's not about perfection. It's about intention. So let me ask you, was there a spot you realized you've been skipping? Or maybe a tip that really spoke to you today? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Your story might just encourage someone else who's on the same journey. And if this video helped you feel more informed, seen, or simply supported, would you take a moment to like it? Maybe even share it with a friend, a sibling, or a parent who could use a gentle reminder that they still matter. And if you haven't already, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to our channel, WiseElders, and turn on the little bell icon so you won't miss out on future videos created just for you. Oh, and if you're still with me right now, comment number 5 below, so I know you stayed through to the end. That tells me you're not just watching, you're walking this journey with us. Coming up next, 3 morning hygiene habits that can help seniors live longer, feel stronger, don't miss it. It could be the boost your mornings have been waiting for. Until then, remember, you're not invisible, you're not forgotten. You're growing wiser, and you still deserve to feel fresh, respected, and alive in your own skin. Take care of yourself. You're worth it.